Well, welcome everybody. My name is Jose Romero. I am one of the librarians at West Orange Public Library. As you can see, I am not in the library. I am in my home. I had a day off, and but again, this program here, again, all my programs are important, and this one is also important. So I wanted to do it from home, and I appreciate everybody for coming for this great event. So I leave the floor to Seema Mundal. Did I pronounce your name?
Mundra.
Mundra. Thank you,
Yes.
Seema. I appreciate all your efforts.
Thank you so much, Jose, for inviting me to the workshop and to present at your library. I'm really excited to do this online workshop on Rangolis and Mandanas. And today we're going to be learning a little bit about a very popular folk art, and it's called Rangoli. And Rangoli is really special because it's not permanent for the most part. We can make it permanent if we like, but it's really a temporary art form. It is created on the floors usually, and it can be created with many different types of materials. It could be flowers, it could be colored sand, it could be colored rice. People get creative, they use beans, they use all kinds of things. So you can pretty much create a Rangoli with any material you like. Rangolis essentially are welcome drawings, and they are drawn either at the entrance of the house or in a special area where you might be having an occasion or a celebration, and you may want to decorate that area, and so you can also do it over there. And when we do Rangolis, it's really like a meditative art because you are in the moment, you create this beautiful piece, and the next day is another day. And that Rangoli is destroyed or goes away, and then you create a fresh one. So today what I'm going to do is, of course, we're not going to be able to make designs on the floors in the traditional way with the traditional Rangoli powder or the colored sand, but I'm going to use the same concept and we're going to draw it on paper. One of the special things about Rangoli is that it can be done by anyone. You don't have to be an artist. You don't have to be like super good at art to be able to do Rangoli. And that's the beauty of folk art. Generally, anybody can do it. And it's made so simple that, you know, and you practice every day, you learn new designs, you learn new ways of doing it, and you're good to go, right? So you don't need to be a professional artist or have any kind of artistic skills to do this. So do not be afraid of attending this workshop. I sent in a request for people to print a grid paper, which is basically a paper with small dots. I don't know if people were able to print that. Can you raise your hand if you were able to print that? Ah, great. Because if you are able to print that, that's the key. Now, in real life, if I were to make a Rangoli, I would use white colored powder, and I would actually make the grid on the ground. And believe me, the first few times you do it, the line of grid will go all over the place, right? Because you're really eyeballing it. You're not using a ruler. You're not using measurements. You're not doing anything. So when my grandmother used to do this, I learned from her, my nani, or my mom's mom, right? She's my nani. In Hindi, we call nani. And every morning, this was her chore. She would get up very early at the crack of dawn, take a shower, and her first thing to do was to go outside her house, clean the yard, and then sprinkle water because it was just basically ground. And you know, in India, it's pretty dusty. So you settle the dust, and then she would create this grid and create a beautiful Rangoli. And my grandfather was a judge, and his office was at home. So he had visitors all day. And because she was a judge's wife, she pretty much had a lot of clout in the community, and many people came to her for advice. We were also located in the center of the town, and we have a very big family there. So my grandfather and grandmother, they were very, very famous, popular. People stopped by to just say hi, visit, you know. So all day they would have guests. And this beautiful Rangoli was like a welcome to all these people who came in, and a real conversation starter. Because, you know, the first thing they would come in and talk about was the beautiful art they saw outside. And it was a nice way to sort of start a conversation, start your day, see something beautiful. And by the time it was afternoon, somebody or the other had stepped on it, or it was already sort of with the wind, it was all gone. And the next morning, she would repeat the same thing. That's the beauty of Rangoli. It's not a permanent art. It's temporary. It's meditative. It's welcoming, and it is to make your home beautiful. So today we're going to try and learn a little bit of that using the grid paper. So you are lucky because you don't have to create your own grid. You already have a grid.
Oh, Seema, I need to
Yes.
create a grid. What do I do? Just make circles on the paper?
Yeah, so what you would do is, if you didn't have a grid paper, I would take a black pen or a brown pen. The reason we are using black is because our paper is white. Usually when you do it on the ground is brown. So you use white powder to create the dots and the white powder to join the dots. In this case, we are going to use a black pen. So if you are creating a grid itself, what I would do is, if this is your paper, right? I would just kind of draw a line. Can you spotlight my other phone? Maybe I'll spotlight this so you can see it,
Okay.
or I'll pin it. Can you see my paper now?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to show you. Yeah, so if you didn't have a grid paper, how would you do it? You would just go and draw one line parallel to the top and one line parallel to the side, right? And just create like a square, right? Now, basically you want to, so now you have the 4 dots on the 4 ends, right? Now let's go from this end to this end, put a dot in the center, right? Now you have 3 dots. Now you want to put another dot in the center, right? Oh, more or less equidistant, right? So if you're going to find the center, you put it in the center. Then again, create another, divide that again. So now you have a grid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Missing. And you want to do the same thing on the other side. This is an easy way of creating the grid on paper, right? Now what you want to do is, you want to draw some parallel lines to what you created. The top one was a little bit off. It may not be a perfect grid, but I just created some parallel lines now from each of these. And you would do the same thing, very lightly create, drop some parallel lines along the vertical.
Oh.
Approximately, like this is, you're drawing it by hand, right? And then you mark each of the intersections with a dot.
Oh.
Very easy, right?
Yes.
I didn't use a ruler. I didn't use anything. So this is a 9 by 9 grid. You can create a 10 by 10. Now you can add more dots as you see fit. And you're just creating these little dots that you're going to join. And when you join the dots, as you draw the lines, you should only join 2 dots at a time. Not, even if you're drawing a straight line, make sure you're only joining 2 dots at a time. Otherwise, your lines will be all crooked while you're joining the dots, right? It won't be neat. So there you go. Were you able to create the grid, Jose?
Yes, yes, I have.
Okay, so here you go. Like I created a grid by hand. And it's pretty good, right? It's not bad.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so and this is an easy trick I showed you how to divide up the, now if you wanted a 10 by 10, you could just add another line and draw another, you can make your grid bigger. So let's go to this grid. I have an interesting puzzle for all of you. Tell me what is unique about this drawing. This is a Rangoli. Tell me what is unique about this drawing.
The different colors in it.
Different colors. The colors are the same shade, the same in all four, right?
Yeah.
But what is unique about these four patterns? Or the four Rangolis? Like, what do you see in this? Now I've stumped everybody, right? It's the same exact pattern.
It's on the smaller side.
It's the same exact pattern, colored differently.
Okay.
Oh,
So you see, this is the uniqueness of Rangoli. You can create the same exact design. This was the original design.
oh,
You can see this was the original design.
oh, I see.
Right? You can see the M there, and you can see the M in here, right? This was the same exact design. But the way you color it, your Rangoli is going to look completely different. Right? So now I'm going to show you, look at these two. What is common in this?
The patterns.
It's the same exact design.
Right, right.
But looks completely different because of the way I've colored it.
Yes.
Okay. So today I'm going to teach you one design. We can try others, right? But I want you to finish one full work, and we can make a greeting card like this, or we can make a candlelight holder, like a nice something you can put in the center of your table, put a little tea light on it, right? So, and the line drawings that you see on the side, this is inspired by the mandanas. Mandanas are line drawings, which are either drawn on the walls or on the floors, right? And they basically are drawings of life around you. It could be birds, flowers, the universe, you know, sun, moon, heavenly bodies. It could be people doing activities. And in places like Rajasthan, where Rangolis, fresh Rangolis are difficult to draw, right? Because of the sandstorms and other things. So usually they end up making mandanas, which are made with liquid paint. So that's why they're a little bit different from the Rangolis, okay? So let's start with a grid, and I'll show you the first design. Now, when I say, let's make a grid of 7 by 7, what it means is you're going to use 7 dots across and 7 dots down, and you're going to create a square. So this design, which one would you like to make? Which one do you like? We'll do one from here. We'll do either this one or this one. I can teach you one of them.
I like the one with green. With the
This one?
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay, all right, let's do that. This is very simple. That is this line drawing, right?
Yeah.
Now, this is, like, if I count here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dots. So this is a grid of 7, which means I want you to take your pencil very lightly and join the top 7 dots. Go dot by dot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to go down vertically and I'm going to join them too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to go across this way and create a small box.
how many are you going down, Seema?
7. It's a
Okay,
square of, yeah, a grid of 7, 7 by 7,
okay.
7 dots. I'm going to draw with a black marker so that way everyone can see what I'm doing. I think that's better. Let me get a black marker from my box. Okay, so I'm going to draw it in black, but you can draw it in pencil if you like. And then later you can outline. Now, another thing you to remember is you do not use erasers. No erasers required. Because remember, Rangoli, once you drop it, once you make a line, it's permanent. You're not constantly you don't have the option of erasing them on the floor. So I don't want you to get into the habit of Can you see my paper better now?
Yes,
And the line drawing that I'm making?
yes.
Okay. Now let's find the center. Because it's a 7 by 7 grid, this is your center on top and on the sides and at the bottom. So you have 4, you mark your centers and then mark the center dot of your square. This is a very common flower design that you draw in Rangoli patterns. So this is like a really good one. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to make a plus sign. So to make a plus sign, you'll join the dots like this, and then you'll join the dots across, 3 dots. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you're making a cross. Then you're going to draw a multiplication sign passing through the same center. So let's draw a multiplication sign.
Hi, I'm all right.
And always join 2 dots at a time. Don't try to join 3 dots at the same time because the line will become crooked.
I got mine as well. I got a Johnson & Johnson one.
Okay, so once you're done with this, now this is just a little tricky, not very tricky, just a little tricky. Between the 2 points, right? Between the corner, the multiplication point and the plus point, in between that there is a dot. And you want to join that dot to make a diamond. And the same way, now remember, Rangoli is a symmetrical pattern for the most part. You can, of course, make asymmetrical Rangoli. For the most part, it is symmetrical. There's bilateral symmetry and radial symmetry that you can see in each pattern, right? It is arranged around a radius. So if you draw a diamond on this side, then you have to draw a diamond on the opposite side. So we're going to go and take the opposite 2 points, find the center of those 2 points, and then join it.
Missed that one. Pushing it back too far. I can't see the diamond.
Okay. And then we're going to go on the opposite side. Now we have 2 more V's, right? So between the V, we're going to find the spot between the 2 V's, and we're going to again join them. The same thing, this is a V. We're going to find the spot between the V, and then we're going to join it. Now we're left with 4 more open spots. And we're going to go, and this is a V now, and we're going to find a spot in between, and we're going to join it like this. The same thing, we're going to go on the opposite side. There is a V right here, and there is a spot in the middle of this V, and then we're going to join those. Is everyone doing okay with this?
Not too bad.
Now we are left with 2 more V's, right?
Could you do
So
the one?
then-
Oh, the phone is really far and you can't see it properly.
Even after pinning it?
Yes, it's from the angle I'm seeing it from. You can't see the V you're just talking about.
Oh, here. So this is the V from the middle point, like when you draw the angle. Can you see it now?
No, I think your phone is really high up.
Oh,
I
she
just-
wants, yes, you want, yeah, a little bit more closer.
Yes, please.
I don't know. I mean, I can see it very clearly. That's why I'm getting confused.
Yeah, yeah. She says she can't see, yeah, there you go.
There.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
Thank you.
No worries.
That's it.
You know, you have to pin it on your end. You know the 3 dots on the side? You can go and pin my phone.
Oh, oh.
There are 3 dots on the top right side.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to pin my phone
Add
or
pin.
spotlight it.
Oh, yes, yes. Everybody go to the corner right hand on your Sinead, if you go to your phone on the right where it says mute, next to it, there's the 3 dots and you click on add pin. Does everyone see that?
Mute.
Yeah, were you able to pin it?
I was, yes.
You can also spotlight me if you like, Jose. I don't know if you can do that,
Uh,
but I was able to pin myself.
yeah, I see it now.
Can I put it back? The thing, is everyone good up to this point? Okay, all right. I'm gonna put my phone back because I can't draw holding my phone. So let me just put this back.
No, I can't. I don't know where the pin is on this.
Were you able to pin my phone?
Yeah, I have. Sinead, did you get it?
No, not to pin it.
Okay.
There are 3 dots. If you hover on your frame where your picture is seen, if you go there, there's a blue square with 3 dots. If you click that, it says pin.
Over
And
on
you
this-
can replace the pin and just pin my phone, which shows the table.
Colleen, did you pin it?
No.
Okay, just go to the top right-hand corner. You'll see where it says mute.
Of your phone, of your picture,
Yes.
of your picture, not of the screen, of your picture.
Okay.
And
Right.
if you go, just go on the side,
It keeps going to her.
a blue square is gonna come up.
A blue square. It should come up.
And if you click on the blue square, it says replace pin or add pin.
I think we got it better now.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sinead, you
Okay.
pinned it?
all right.
Yes.
If you didn't get it, I will show it to you again. Like I'll keep showing you my screen.
If you double tap on the picture, if the 3 pins on the tree, if you just tap on the picture on some phones, it pins it automatically.
Oh, okay, possible.
Okay.
I'm doing it from my computer, so maybe
Okay.
the phone is a little bit different. Okay, so once we do this, now we got our main design. Now there are so many ways of drawing this. So what I can do is, if this is my center point, I'm going to show you some quick, neat ideas. If let's say this is my center point and I drew the square. right? And the cross, the plus sign and the cross. Now I can just go and write an M and it will create the same design. So the two plus signs, the two corners of the plus sign, I drop a line and then I can just join this and I create the same pattern by writing an M. It's just another way of looking at it. Okay, now this would be very boring if we had to just keep the design to this level, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to now elaborate the design. So what I want to do is I have a center point here, right? This is 7, and so this is my center point. And I want to just create a square over here. Something's wrong with my pen. Oh, sorry, I'm going to get another one. Okay. Oh, this is such a... Sorry, I'm just looking for my pen. My apologies for this.
That's okay. Don't worry, Seema.
Let's see. I have no idea what happened, but that's okay. We'll try to find another one. I wanted to show you the... there you go. Okay. So I'm going to take this center point, and then I'm going to join it to the two corners here, and this creates a square. Now, since I've created a square on this side, I'm going to go and do the same on the other side. And so I'm going to go back and I'm going to join these 2 points. And then I'm going to do the same on the left and the right. Okay. And then to give this design some more dimension, right? What I'm going to do is I have a corner point here. And I'm going to take the two corners of the M and I'm going to draw a straight line to the corner.
Holy cow. Oh,
See how complex, how three-dimensional the design is becoming?
yeah.
And we're just joining dots, right? We're not doing anything special. Go to the opposite side, mark the corner, and then again join the dots. And then we're going to go and do the same thing on the opposite side. And you can move your paper around. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side.
Idea, but
And now
not good at purple.
I still have some open dots here inside my design. Maybe I want to just give it a little bit more oomph to the design, you know, like I want to make it nicer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the center dot here in the middle of my square. And then there is a dot on either side of the center of that line, right? So I'm going to just go and make a triangle over there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. I take the center of the square and the two dots on either side of the other thing, and then I'm going to just join them. And then follow the same thing over here.
I don't even know where I am.
Can you repeat that again, Seema?
Yeah, sure. So what I did was, and I'm going to do it on this side. I'll do it on this one. So that way you can see it again. Right? So first I went and made the squares.
Right.
On all four sides.
She did this here.
right? And then I joined and made the sort of long shape
I see.
on the sides. I joined the corners. Right? And then I took the center point of the square. There's a dot inside each square. You can mark that. And then there is a point on either side of the center on the outside line, right? And I'm going to go and join that to create a triangle.
Oh, I see.
So see how complicated the design looks now?
Yes.
But honestly speaking, it's not that complicated, right?
Right.
That is the way you're joining.
It's just like you feel like you're just joining the dots and all of a sudden you have this like 3D design, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What else she did with it now? She created a triangle from here to here.
Is there any part in this that you want me to repeat?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say nothing because I might ask you to repeat all of it all over again, but keep going.
Yeah, sure, no problem. It hardly takes any time. So we're gonna first draw the grid of 7.
Oh, God. Oh,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And we mark the center, right? And first we're going to draw the plus sign. Then we're going to draw the multiplication sign,
Oh, she's drawing it small.
right?
yep.
It's the same exact grid. I created another one.
Mhm.
7, a grid of 7 by 7. I can bring this closer if you like, if you weren't able to pin me. Does that help?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Then between the 2 points, I have a dot here, right? So I'm going to join these two. And then I'm going to go on the opposite side of this, and I see another dot here between the two. So I'm going to mark that, and I'm going to join this. Then between these two, I have a dot right here, and I'm joining that. And then between these two, which is the V, I have a dot right here, and I'm going to join that.
What is for? There you go. That's
And then basically between these two, there is a dot right here. I'm going to join that. Between these 2 points, there is a dot right here. I'm going to join that. And I'm going to just repeat it. And I got the flower.
Ah.
Now that I have the flower, it becomes real easy, right? Because there is a center point here on all 4 grids, all 4 grid lines, the outside perimeter lines. And I have these 2 points, so I can make a square, like a diamond or a square, right? And I'm going to go and do the same thing on all 4 sides. And then I'm going to use a corner point right here. I think something froze. There you go. I'm going to use a corner point here. And then I have 2 more open points, right? So I'm going to use that to join it to the corner. And the same thing on this side and on this side. Again, move the paper if you think you cannot draw by keeping the paper in one direction. Now I have 4 dots in the center of my square, right? And I have dots on either side of this center point, right? Now I'm going to go and join them to make a triangle. Now I'm going to show you something really interesting. If you didn't have these black defining lines and you brought the two things close to each other, you would actually create a diamond shape. And you would grow your design.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So that, and the whole pattern would change once you join 4 of them. It would create a new design of its own.
Wow.
Okay, now I want to show you something related to the color wheel, because once we start coloring, we want to make sure that we're coloring in such a way that the colors really stand out, right? And they complement each other when you put them on the side. So what I want you to do is choose some, here is a color chart. I'm just going to do a quick review. You have, of course, the primary colors, and then you have the secondary colors. And you know that green will go with orange, violet with yellow, orange, yellow, green, red with blue, blue, green, you know, so these are how you complement colors, right? So you want to make sure you're using some complementary colors so that you get a nice contrast. Now, even if you're using the color that is from the same section, like for example, red and pink or pink and yellow, now these are pretty close shades. But because I put yellow in between the pink and orange, it stands out. Right? So you want to make sure that your colors somewhat stand out. So you can test your colors at the bottom of the paper, and each one of you is going to color differently. You can decide how you want to color. So let's say I want to use this blue. I like this magenta with it. I like this with it, right? So test it out, like I said. I like the yellow with it. I think yellow would be nice, right? And then maybe an orange might be, orange. Now, but remember, my orange and pink are pretty close. So I want to make sure that I don't end up with orange and pink in the same place or close to each other, right?
Yeah.
And you can always change colors, right, along the way. So let's say I want to color, I want to have like the flower made of 2 different colors, blue and orange, right? So I'm going to make blue on this side, and so then automatically the opposite one will be blue, right? Because remember, we're talking balance. And then this will be blue. And then the opposite of this will be blue. So automatically now you have 4 blues, and I'm going to make 4 oranges. And it's your choice. You could make it all be the same color if you like. It's totally up to you. Now comes the tricky part, because now we are expanding this, right? Now let's say, I think yellow would be good here. So I'm going to put yellow over here on the 4 corners. I mean, that's what I like. So I'm going to just do it that way. And always remember, if you put yellow on this side, then the opposite side is also yellow. And maybe I want to add a fifth color because I feel like next to blue and orange, I don't want to put purple because it would be too close. So I want to pick some kind of soft green so it's not too close to the yellow, right? Or too close to the blue. So I'm going to make it green, a light green. So there's enough contrast, but at the same time, and so I'm going to go on the opposite side. I'm going to color this first, and then I'm going to go on the left and the right. Now that I have done this, maybe I want to bring the purple next to the yellow because it's going to make the yellow stand out, right?
Seema, I want to tell you, I was always very good in art class in high school.
See, now you get to do this. You know, during the pandemic, I actually started an art class for my family.
Oh, you did? Oh.
Yeah, and we meet on Sunday, twice a month on Sunday mornings. And I have family joining from 4 different continents.
Oh, God.
And many different cities. And then we create art together. And it's been a fun way of connecting with the younger generation because I left India about 35 years back.
Right.
So I haven't really seen my cousins' children or their grandchildren, I haven't seen them.
Right.
So it's nice because they join in now and I'm getting to know them.
Oh.
So it's been fun, actually. I think one of the perks of this pandemic, I guess,
Yeah,
you
sure.
can call that. One of the good things that came out of the pandemic, I guess. And now what I want to do is, now I have 4 more spots left. You also want to repeat the colors, right? So that repetition and the symmetry creates a rhythm, right? It makes your design move, it makes your design pop, makes it more 3D, right? So now let's see what we can do here. I want to make this red, blue. The 4 squares blue. And then I want to bring back the orange in the 2 little triangles here. And there is my design.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Now remember, the way you color it, it's going to completely change the design. It's not even the way you color it, it's also where you place the colors, right? In this case, I placed the yellow in this area where I have the green. And the long shades, I put purple. So look, it completely looks different, right? The way it stands out, it looks different.
Nice.
The 2 patterns.
Really cool here.
Now I want you to just cut it out. If you have a colored paper or some type of greeting paper or a wrapper, whatever you have at home is fine. Or you can just put it on a white paper. That's fine too. So what I want to do is, because I have a little green in it, I want to maybe use the green paper so to make it stand out. How does this look? Or is it better to put it on this green? Which one do you like?
Oh, I like the green.
The dark one?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
it stands
See
out.
how different it looks. Now let's see what happens to the same design when I put it on orange. Or when I put it on blue. So it depends on what you're making and how you want the, what you want to highlight in your design, which color. So you're going to pick a paper. So let's say we said we want to use green, right, for this one. Or let me use blue because you know what, you'll be able to see what I'm doing better. If you are making a greeting card like this, then all I want you to do is just fold the paper into 4, and then we can do it that way. Should you want me to make a greeting card first? Or we could make the centerpiece. How is everyone doing with the coloring? Do you want to show me your work?
Not really.
See, I'm not finished yet, but here's my,
Oh, wow, it looks awesome. It looks really good.
I'm trying.
It's looking good.
Thank you.
Looking awesome.
Colleen, let's see yours.
I'm still coloring.
Come on now.
Okay, take your time. Take
That's
your
right.
time.
Take your time.
So while you're coloring, I just want to show you something really cool. By the way, this is all the artwork from my art class. So I want to show you something really cool. Oh no. Okay, what did I do here? Oh, my video is stopped.
What's that? Where is it too orangey? Is that contrasting? Brown, yellow, green, blue. It is green here.
Okay, I have no idea what I did on my phone, but I can't see my screen anymore. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to reverse this. There's a way to reverse it.
Much.
Oh boy, this is tough. I thought there was a way to reverse the camera. Sorry,
That's okay.
technology issues.
Always, 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 always.
If you touch your screen,
Yeah.
there should be a little icon like a camera with 2 arrows going the opposite
Yeah,
way.
that's what I'm looking for, and I can't seem to find it. Maybe because the background is cool. I don't know. I can't seem to find that.
You have to tap your screen.
Yes, copy your screen where it says mute. If you click on your own picture.
I'm having a hard time.
Oh boy.
I know. Usually you tap on the screen and then the little circle comes up, right? The 2 arrows,
Yeah.
and you should be able to reverse it. Okay, I'm handicapped here today. No worries.
I should do a triangle by itself, right?
How is everyone doing?
Getting there.
Getting there?
I'm
Yeah.
cutting my
Are you enjoying it so far?
oh, I am.
That's good.
Me too.
If I can figure out how to reverse this, I would be happy.
Recording in progress.
Oh my God, I want to mute myself here.
Oh, God.
Oh boy.
It is what it is.
Okay.
Oh, man, Miss, that's all right.
Sorry, I had to leave them. I accidentally left them. Okay. My apologies.
Take your time.
Okay, so
I forgot I had these. Just remember them.
Mhm.
I forgot I had these hanging outside. I don't know what I bought them for.
how's everyone doing with the coloring?
I already finished, but I'd like to state something to everybody who participated. If you can send me your Rangoli, I'd like to post it on Facebook on West Orange Public Library.
Seriously? Oh my God.
If you're not too shy.
Jose, if you let me in my phone, I want to just show you all something.
Okay, okay, I'm sorry.
No worries.
There we go.
There you go. Okay, thank you.
Rima, can we see everybody? Can everyone show their Rangoli?
Oh, that's good. Oh, the green shirt with my line one.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to still focus my camera on the drawing so you can still see that.
Yeah.
And that way, if you have any questions, you can ask me. I'm going to actually just show you the board here while you're still coloring. So you can actually see the different types of rangolis. And you can also see that, so this is a map of India. Oops, sorry. Slipped from my hand. This is a map of India. And basically Mumbai, which is a good reference point for everyone, is right on the west coast here in Maharashtra. And Maharashtra is very famous for the rangoli that we are making, which is the grid rangoli, right? And here is an example of a grid rangoli. You drop the white dots on the floor, join it with white colored powder, and then color them with different colored sands. Every state of India has a different type of rangoli. So for example, Puvidal. Puvidal is made with flowers, and it's made during the Onam festival. Big ones, beautiful fresh flowers. This is the state of Kerala. It's called the spice capital of India. This is where all the Westerners went from Europe for spice. This is on the spice route. And because it's so abundant in flowers and this thing, they use that to make the rangolis. On the other hand, if you go into Rajasthan, which is the desert state, and you obviously don't get as many flowers as you would in Kerala. Plus, it's like I said, it's a desert state. The sand is always blowing, right? So it's very hard to make fresh rangolis. So what they do is they use white chalk powder and they make elaborate designs on the floor. So even if the sand blows on it, they can sweep it off and keep it for a little bit longer. There's also a very popular rangoli, which is called Kolam. This is from the state of Tamil Nadu, which is right next to Kerala. And what they do over there is very interesting because they make the grid, but instead of joining the dots, they actually go around the dots and create continuous lines and patterns. And it's called a kolam. And rice grows in plenty in the south. And so they use rice powder. This is called muggu. Muggu is also a rice, it's like a thick rice, you know, not a paste really, but it's kind of like a thick rice thing that they use to make the rangoli. Alpanas are made on water in a plate. So you're going to find a lot of different types of rangolis. Some of these designs that you see on the side, I just made them to show you samples. You can make them very more freehand. You can make them very complex 3D designs. And just by the colors, you can, change some of your patterns. So I just wanted to kind of show you a little bit about, rangolis from different parts of India and how they differ. And really, honestly, if I see a rangoli from some part of India, I can easily tell you which state it's coming from because of the style or the material used or the designs, patterns that are made. You can easily kind of identify that. If you want to make a centerpiece like we did here, to make a square, what you would do is quite easily, again, you should be able to do everything without a ruler or a lot of gadgets, like a lot of tools. So just divide up just like when we make a boat, you make a square, so you just kind of fold it. You cut your paper to then create a square. Cut off the excess from the rectangle. And so we have a nice square paper. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, pin my phone. So that way you can just see this again. So now we have a nice square. Has everyone finished coloring? Okay, then let's do this. We're going to mark the center. Now to mark the center, you already made one diagonal line. You can just create another diagonal line, and now you have a center. Take some glue, and we can just, glue this design to the center of the paper.
Yeah. On purpose is this, right? The orange. Yeah.
So I glued this to the center. And now let's make the delicate patterns around it, right? So let me get my black pen. If you have a thin marker, that's good. My thin marker, there's some issue with it. So I'm going to use a little bit thicker marker, and I think it'll be easier for you to see the lines anyway. So I'm just going to go around and define this by drawing a line around it. And remember, there's nothing right or wrong in this. I'm going to double line it. Again, it's freehand drawing, so you don't have to really worry too much about proportions, or if your lines are slightly off, it's fine. And now, one of the very common ways of enhancing a line is by drawing little semicircles. And I wouldn't worry too much about counting. You can just ballpark it, and at the end, you can go and adjust it. So I drew about 3, 6, 9, 10 of them on either side. So I'm going to go and do the same thing. And it's okay if one is a little smaller than the other. And now the 4 corners, they look a little blunt. So I want to give it some dimension, right? In this case, I made flowers. Maybe I'll do something else here, like maybe I just did something a little bit different. And then I can fill this. This is called bharni. When you fill something, it's called bharni. That's a Hindi word for it. And I'm going to go and do the same thing on all 4 sides. Again, you're growing your design. Always remember, you can always change it. It doesn't have to be exactly like how I'm drawing it. You can change it. Like if I wanted to grow this further, maybe I can go and make a line here and draw a petal. Now let me show you how to draw this little bird. It's really a very cute bird. Maybe I want to make it sit on my rangoli rather than go on the side. Maybe I just want it to. So if I want to sit on it, I just made the 2 legs and I made a semicircle, right? And I made a circle for the head and then a little triangle for the tail. And then for the wings, I made a little semicircle and then I did the bharni, just simple diagonal lines. Now I can even make checkers. So I could even go and do this, and that would also be a type of bharni. So that looks like a cute little bird. But since I made a bird on this side, I want to make one on the opposite side. So I'm going to go and do the same thing. More or less the same size to be consistent. And then just go and do the bharni inside. And that would be checkered in this case. So I made 2 birds. Maybe I want to do something different on the left and right, right? I made the birds on the top and bottom, and maybe I want to make something else on this side. Maybe I want to make, what should we do? You give me some ideas. Maybe a sun and moon.
I have to go now, but thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Let me do this. Let me send you a link so you can actually send me some feedback. Give me 1 second. I'm posting the link right now.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you enjoyed. Please, once you finish your drawing, send me a picture of it. And that would be sort of fun to see. Give me 1 second. I'm going to post the link for you. How is everyone doing with their coloring?
Color.
Yeah, almost done?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I'm eager to see everybody's work. I'm posting it in the chat. So you can give me your feedback. Oh boy. My technology doesn't want to work today. It's acting out.
It certainly is.
Okay, there you go. I shouldn't complain. All right, so let's see. The world would be pretty boring without a sun. So I'm going to make a sun on one side. And the nights would be boring without a moon. So let's make a moon on the other side. Very simple. Right? And then let's finish this off by drawing a line at the edge of the paper. I posted the link for the survey. So if you can always, it'll just take a few minutes to do it. So today's workshop was about Rangolis and Mandanas, and we learned some ways of creating Rangoli. The one that we created in this class is a grid Rangoli, which is very popular from the state of Maharashtra. And Rangolis are welcome drawings. They're usually floor decorations, but we used those same ideas, taking inspiration from the Rangoli art, and we have created our own little mat. And you can further enhance it by adding some other patterns, dots. That's totally up to you, how you want to continue making your drawing more interesting. That's totally up to you. And it's all freehand drawing, no erasers or pencil. I mean, pencil is good. You can just draw with that, but no erasing. And when you make the Rangolis using the grid pattern, you just want to join one dot to the next, not join like 4 or 5 dots continuously, because that would not give you beautiful lines. And lines are important in this drawing. And the colors, you can always open up a color wheel to help you select colors. And usually when you color, you want to make sure you're using some contrast so that your designs stand out. I'm just recapping what we kind of talked about. If you have any questions, please feel free to chime in. And we're almost done. So I want to show you one finished piece. There you go. So just a line and some dots, just a row of dots. Look how pretty it looks.
Yeah.
So your design doesn't have to be very complicated. It can be something quite as simple as a line and a row of dots. That's why I wanted to show you this, because sometimes people get bogged down like, oh, we can draw, we don't know how to draw, or we're not very artistic or creative. But Rangoli gives you the opportunity to be creative, even if you are not very artistic or consider yourself artistic. So that's the fun of this whole folk art. So thank you all for joining in. And please definitely send us feedback. I've posted the link on chat. And also keep connected with us. You can go to our website, enjoyexploreindia.com, and you'll get lots of good ideas. And also you can see a lot of our workshops there. We have pictures posted from different libraries that we have been to. We also hold individual programs. So if your group is interested, you can always contact us. There is a contact form on the website. But keep in touch. Email me your beautiful rangolis. I'm very excited to see them. And definitely when I get them, I will post them on my website. So thank you so much. And I hope you enjoyed it.
Seema, thank you so much. I really appreciate this class and this program, and I look forward to doing other programs with you, Seema.
Great. And you know something, while I have everybody on the thing, we can go to like a grid view, and maybe you want to take a screenshot, Jose.
Okay.
That would be kind of fun.
You mean swing shot in terms of?
So we can go like, I can remove the pin.
Right.
And we can go to a gallery view.
Okay.
And if everybody holds up their artwork, I can take a screenshot.
All right. I got mine ready.
Okay, a little bit higher up. A little bit higher up. I want to see it. You're hiding behind it, Jose.
Oh, God.
So there you go. Okay, everybody hold up your art. Oh, my Lord, looks beautiful. Thank you all for joining in. Cool. Lovely.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for participating.
Thank you so much, Seema. It was a
You're
beautiful.
welcome, Shanana. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye, Colleen. See you.
Night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Good night,
Have a
everybody.
good night. Bye.
Flow in.
All right.
Flow in.